and today I'm doing a much anticipated video. It is my updated K-pop album collection 2017. This is every single group I collect except for Super Junior and Infinite because I made my own video, or their own separate video, a few months ago, which I will link in the description box and the end card in case you want to go watch that, because those groups won't be in here. And my collections for them have barely changed since I made that video because they've both been pretty quiet groups this year. So I always do those in separate videos. Starting next year I will also include Monsta X in that video because they are male ultimates. And yeah, but my A-Pink and After School collections have never been like super big, so I feel like I need to make them in their own separate video. But I don't know, I might do all 5 ults in a video someday. But compared to Infinite and Super Junior, all of my other collections are kind of tiny, so that's why it will smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this video. I just wanted to do a little intro because I do want to say a couple things before we get into the video. Just a couple FAQs that I wanted to just get out there before I get asked a billion times. So I buy the majority of my albums from Ketchup CD. I always leave a link in the description box of every single video for my account if you want to use my sign up code to get 5% off your first order. So if you are interested in using Ketchup CD, definitely click that link down below. The second thing I want to say is that I have been collecting for 8 years. This collection did not appear in my bedroom overnight, and the majority of these albums I bought with my own money and not my parents' money, like not from other people. Like the majority of these things I have paid for myself, shipping, everything. I have been doing YouTube for about 5 years now, so you can go back all the way to 5 years ago and see that I am unboxing albums that I paid for. Now I'm an adult with a full-time job, so I do buy more than I used to. When I first started collecting, I bought like 2 to 3 albums a month, and now I buy like 10. So none of these albums are up for sale or trade. I do have my own sale, what's it called, spreadsheet, that I keep in the description box of every single video as well. So if there are a couple albums that are not in this video that I am selling, just like extra copies and things like that. So if you are interested in buying an album or a photo card or trading a photo card from me, go ahead and click on that link. Also, this doesn't include, I'm not going to say what photo card I got in what album. I may point out CD plates, but some albums I'm not too concerned about CD plates. I also have not even started filming this video yet, but I feel like it might take a couple days for me to finish filming it. So if it does and the lighting is different in some parts of the video, I apologize in advance because this is going to take me a little bit. So yeah, I think that's all I want to say. Go ahead and enjoy the video. It's going to be a long one, so get yourself a snack and get comfortable and put on some comfy clothes and lay on the couch or on your bed or whatever, because we're going to be here for a little bit. So I'm excited. It's been a long time since I have filmed this video for my entire collection. It's been highly requested, so I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! So the first group is Monsta X that I haven't shown because the other 2 shelves are full of Super Junior and Infinite stuff. So I have Monsta X's first mini album Trespass. I have their second mini album Rush. This is the normal edition, and then this is the secret version. I don't think this one had a name. And then I also have 2 signed copies of that album. So I have this one, the normal edition, that is signed by Wano, and then this one, which is the secret version, which is signed by GOT7, and I love these a lot, especially because this was like a random draw, so makes me super happy that I have those. Then I have their third mini album, The Clan Part 1. I have the found version and also the lost version with my favorite title track, All In. Then I have their fourth mini album, The Clan Part 2, the guilty and the innocent versions. And then I have their first full-length album, all 3 versions of that. So this is the beautiful version. This is my favorite version, I think. This is the brilliant version. The B-side version. And then I have the Repack. And at this time, the 5th mini album is not out, but I have pre-ordered it. So I have both copies of that as well. But here is the complete X-Clan version and the Shine Forever version of the Repack album. I also keep my CD plates for my Repack album separately, so I have both of Wano's CD plates in some clear jewel cases. And then I have their Japanese discography. I have their first Japanese single, Hero. This is the normal edition. I don't know if I'll ever end up buying any more versions of this, but at least I have a copy. Then I have Beautiful, and I have the normal edition as well. And also I have version B, which is like the CD only version. And I just thought it was super pretty and I really, really wanted it. So, yep. So the next group is After School. After I do Monsta X, there's some Infinite and Super Junior jewel cases that I'm moving to a different shelf very soon. But after that is After School's discography. So their first full-length album, which is their debut. No, it's their first mini album, sorry. It says first album, but it's not an album. It's a mini album. Or a single album. I don't know. Then their second, it's a single album. Their second single, third single, Bang. This was hard to find. I bought this way after it happened. Then I have Happy Playlist 1. I really want to get the second Happy Playlist because that also has like 17 members, New East members, and some playlist girls in there. Then I have Virgin, their first full-length album, for real this time. That was a Christmas gift from my family. Then I have After School Blue and After School Red, the fourth single album. That was like a really, when it happened, like a really cool thing. I remember being like, that was awesome that they decided to do that. Then I have their fifth maxi single, Flashback. Still like one of my favorite comebacks ever. If After School ever got a comeback, I hope it's like Flashback because I loved Flashback so much when it came out. Sixth maxi single, I have Reina's version, which was given to me by a friend. Thank you very much. And I also have Juyeon's version, which is what I originally pulled in my album. Then for Korean group discography, I have Reina solos. So I have her first single album, Reina, which I love. It's so cute. And then I also have one of her digital singles, Reset, which wasn't like an officially released thing. This is like a promo thing that I really enjoy. Then I have their Japanese stuff, and my Japanese discography is kind of lacking, but I will work on it someday. So I'm gonna do group Japanese stuff, and then I will do Orange Caramel because I also have Orange Caramel. I have their first Japanese single, Bang. This is the CD only version. Then I have Diva, their second Japanese single. Rambling Girls, their third Japanese single. Lady Luck Dilly Dally, their fourth Japanese single. Heaven, so I have the CD photo book edition, and then I also have a Mumo version with Reina's CD plate. Then I have Shush, which is, this is also the CD photo book version. And I also have Reina's CD plate for this. Then I have Dress to Kill. This is their second Japanese album. I really, really like this. And this is a Mumo edition, so it comes with Reina's CD plate. Doing good on my Reina CD plates. Then I have my Orange Caramel collection. This is slightly out of order, so I'm gonna try to fix that real quick. So I have Orange Caramel's first mini album, Orange Caramel. Then I have their first single, Shanghai Romance. Their second mini album, can't remember the name of it right now. Oh, Aang, it's Aang. And then I have their second single, Bangkok City. Then I have their third single, Catalina. Still slightly out of order, so I'm sorry about that. Their fourth single, oh my gosh, I just totally lost the English name of this. 나처럼 Do It Like Me. 나처럼 해봐요. Do It Like Me. And then I have their first full-length album, Lipstick, as well. This is the Korean edition because it was released in other countries as well. And I don't have any of their Japanese stuff, mostly because I just don't really enjoy their Japanese stuff that much, but I do hope to get some of their Japanese discography at some point. The next group that I have is my other female ultimates, A Pink. So starting off with A Pink's discography, I have 7 Springs of A Pink their debut mini album. Then I have their second mini album, Snow Pink, their first full-length album, Unane. I've heard that said like so many different ways, and I feel like the K-pop community never really came to an agreement on what the title is. Then I have their third mini album, Secret Garden. I think this is still one of my favorite concepts to date from A-Pink because it's just so adorable. Pink Blossom, Pink Love, Pink Memory, their second full album, not their first full album. That's the red version, and this is the white version. Then I have their third full-length album, Pink Revolution, and you can like change the cover, so I have it Buyee and Eunji because they're my top two members. Then I have Dear, the special album, and then their sixth mini album, Pink Up. This is the blue version and the pink version. Then I have Eunji's two solo albums. So her first one, Dream. They're both so pretty. Very different than A-Pink's music, so don't go into it expecting A-Pink music because you will be disappointed, but very, very good music. Then I have A-Pink's Japanese discography because I have so much Japanese discography. Their first Japanese single, No No No. I have Buyee and Eunji's CD plates. Also, again, sorry if the Japanese is out of order because with A-Pink, they release stuff so fast that I can't really remember what order it all came out in. I just suddenly have a lot. Mr. Chu, Sunday Monday, these are both the normal editions. I do hope to get the Merry Christmas version of Buyee someday, but I won't get it of Eunji's because that's just my rules for collecting them. Love Japan, I have Buyee and Eunji's CD plates. Brand New Days, Buyee and Eunji's CD plate. Oh man, what's this one called? I can't remember the English title of this one right now either. Oh my gosh. But I have version A. This is Buyee's acrylic stand version. And I started doing acrylic stand versions and I decided to buy them for this release, but I won't. And I don't have any others because I decided that they weren't really worth it in my opinion. And then I have both of the CD plate versions for Buyee and Eunji. Bye Bye. Both Buyee and Eunji CD plates. And I have both of Buyee's Moto Go-Go CD plates. This one was like a fan special version, but this is the normal version that was available to everyone. And then I also have both of Eunji's version. She looks so pretty in like the fan special one. It's so nice. And then at this point in time, I have not ordered their newest Japanese single, their 9th Japanese single. And I do wish to get their full albums at some point. I want to collect the normal editions of their full albums, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet because they just keep releasing new things in Japan. And we're gonna get into a couple of smaller collections for a second. So my next group is AOA. So I have Angel's Story, Wannabe, Short Hair, Mini Skirt, Like a Cat. So good. This is the comeback that got me like really, really into AOA. Heart Attack. Then I have Good Luck, the week version and the weekend version. And then I have their first full-length album, which was their last release with Choa. So I am missing a couple of their Korean albums and I really, really want to finish that soon. I just haven't gotten around to it. And then I do collect Mina's CD plates for Japanese releases. So I have her Like a Cat CD plate, her Heart Attack Japan CD plate, this one whose name I can never remember, but I have her CD plate in that. It's one of my favorites. Then I have her Good Luck Japan CD plate and her Runway CD plate. So the only one that I'm missing is Ace of Angels. Yep, that is my AOA collection. The next group that I'm going to be doing is Lovelyz. They are my third favorite girl group. So I have Lovelyz's debut album Girls Invasion. Then I have the Repack, Lovelyz 8, first single Loveliness. That was first mini. Then second mini, A New Trilogy. And this has Miju's bookmark in it. Then I have their second full album, Are You Ready, with K's postcard on the front. But then I have Yeon's cover for Chigamuri, and at this point in time, I do not. Their third mini album is not out yet, so that is all I have for Lovelyz at the moment. The next group is also a small discography girl group. It's Red Velvet, their first mini album. I'm still mad that Happiness didn't get a physical release. Like, I feel like it's such a hole in my discography, but there's like, I'm not missing anything. Like, I own all of their physical releases. It's just there was no physical release. So I have the ice cream cake version and the automatic version. Then I have their first full-length album, The Red, and their second mini album, The Velvet. I have their third mini album, Russian Roulette. I love this one. I think this is like one of my favorite Red Velvet releases. Then I have Rookie, Wendy's version, because she is my bias. And I have their newest release, The Red Summer. And I took both the stickers off the plastic and put it on the actual album because I really liked the way that they looked. So the next group, the last group that is on this shelf, is my VIXX collection. I have their first single, Superhero, their second single, Rock Your Body, their third single, Ready to Get Hurt, their first mini album, Hide, and this doesn't have anybody's photo book in it currently. Then I have the repackage of that Jekyll. Again, there's no like random member in there currently. The Oakdal single. Then I have their first full-length album, which came out a month later, Voodoo. I have 2 copies of this because I originally got Hakyun's CD plate, and then I ended up buying another copy that had Hyuk's CD plate in it. They released their second mini album, Eternity. Fourth single album, Eternity. That's not a mini album. Hyuk's CD plate for that. And I also have 2 because I got Hakyun's CD plate when I originally bought this album. So I have 2 of them again. Air, their real second mini album. Love this mini album, to be honest. But yeah, there's no random member photo book in that currently. Their special single album, Boys Record, and their second full-length album, Chained Up. I love the packaging for this album so much, and the songs on it, but I just think these like are some of my prettiest VIXX albums that I own. I need to zoom out. I need more room for VIXX. They require a lot of space. The entire 2016 trilogy, including the big box packaging, but I do keep all my singles in here, so I'm going to open this up and show you this way. Delos, Hades, which is my favorite of the 3, and Kratos. But I keep them all in this because why would I keep them separately when I paid for this thing? And then I have their newest release, their 4th mini album, Shangri-La. VIXX LR's Beautiful Liar. This is the photo version because I don't like cartoons, so I bought that version. And then I have their second mini album, Whisper. So good. These 2 albums are so different, but they're both so good, like in their own ways. And then I have Ravi's solo album, Realize. Also a really, really good album. So the next group that I have is the one and only BTS. So I have, and I've been collecting them since the beginning, and they were nobodies, and I'm pretty proud of that fact. So I have their debut album, Too Cool for School, their first mini album, Oh Are You Late Too, their second mini album, School Love Affair, and I only have the normal edition. I put off buying the limited edition when it first came out because it was expensive, and then it went out of print, and now it's really expensive, and yeah. Then I have their first full-length album, Dark and Wild, third mini album, The Most Beautiful Moments in Life Part 1, both versions, and then I also have a third copy that has Seokjin's signature on it. He is my bias, and that was like the last time they ever did meet and greets, so I'm so happy that I was able to get that. Then I have their 4th mini album, Most Beautiful Moments in Life Part 2, both versions of that. Young Forever, which is like the 3rd part of this. So I have the, was it white version and black version, or day version, and I also have the night version. The next thing that came out, Wings. So I have 2 copies of Wings. I have the W version, which is Seokjin and group version, which actually worked out pretty well. And I wanted to buy a second copy because I felt weird only buying one. So I also bought the G version, and the G version has Namjoon and also Jungkook in it, and they're both my second biases. So that worked out perfectly. Then I bought the repack of Wings, which was You Never Walk Alone, so I have the left and the right version. Then I have, of course, their newest release, Love Yourself Her. So I have 2 copies of Love Yourself Her because, once again, I didn't want to buy all 4, but I felt weird buying one, so I bought the O version and the L version, because if you put the G and the W version with the L and the O version of that, it spells glow. So I made my own word. I have a couple other Japanese releases because I used to collect them way back in the day. So I have No More Dream, the normal edition. I also have Boy in Love, the normal edition. And I have For You, the normal edition. I think For You was the only one that I bought new. So B.A.P is another group that I have been collecting from the beginning, which makes me super happy because a lot of their earlier stuff is very hard to find now. So I have their first mini album, Warrior, their second album, Power. Those are single albums actually. And then this is their first mini album, No Mercy, their third single album, Hajima, their second mini album, One Shot. This is the Korean version. And then I also, at the time, bought the Taiwanese version, so I have this as well. It's literally the same thing, it's just larger, and it came with all 6 photo cards, so that was like my main reason for buying it. Their first album, First Sensibility, their third mini album, Bad Man, which I always say this every time I talk about Bad Man, but it, like, that comeback era annoyed me so much. Not the music, but like the way that TS promoted them. Comment down below if you've been around since that and you remember TS releasing Bad Man, because that was so annoying how they released like 3 singles and then they released like 2 new songs. I was really annoyed. Unplugged 2014, which was the last thing they released before their lawsuit. So they were gone for a really long time, and then they came back with Matrix. So I have Jungkook's version I of Matrix. Then I also have the normal edition, because I couldn't say no to that. Carnival next. So I have the limited edition of Carnival and the normal edition of Carnival. I also have their 5th single album, Put 'Em Up. That's my jam. This is signed by all 6 members. I got that from All Kpop. They sent that. Then I have their 2nd full-length album, Noir. This is the normal edition. And they also had member versions, but don't fall into their trap, there's no difference. Then I have their releases from this year. So I have their 6th single album, Rose, both versions of that. And of course their newest release, their 7th single album, Blue. Both versions of that. Again, don't fall into the trap, the photo books are very similar. So yeah, that is it for my B.A.P collection. The beginning of my SHINee collection is very sad, but it gets better, so bear with me for a moment. 2009, Year of Us. This is the first thing I bought. Well, not the first thing I bought from SHINee. This is the earliest release I owned from SHINee. Then I have their 2nd album, Lucifer. I miss when SM did all their packaging that way, and I mean that in the most sarcastic way possible. And then I have their 4th mini album, Sherlock. This is Onu's version. Someday it would be nice to have Minho's version, but I bought it randomly and I'm not too fussed about it, so yeah. The Misconceptions of You, Dream Girl, that. Then I have the 2nd part of their 3rd full-length album, The Misconceptions of Me. And I also have Everybody. I didn't buy the Misconceptions of Us version because I was like, SM, this is enough. That's enough, SM. Then I have their 4th album, Odd. that version, the street version, and the creepy clown version. I hate clowns. Ugh. And then I also have the repack to that, Married to the Music, which is such a good repack. I think that's my favorite SHINee repack. And then I have their 5th album, One of One, and the repack of that, One and One. Then for the rest of my Korean discography, I have a couple of Junghyun solo releases. So I have Bass, and then I have his first full-length album, She Is, which is so good. I don't know what it is, I just really prefer Junghyun's music when it comes to SHINee solos, so that's just me. I mean, he's my second bias, so I'm a little biased, I guess, but I just really prefer his music. And then I did collect SHINee Japanese things once upon a time, so I have a couple of those releases as well. I have version B of Dazzling Girl, 1,000 Years Always by Your Side. This is the normal edition. And I have the normal edition of Fire as well. And that is it for my SHINee collection, which seems kind of small compared to like some of the newer groups that I own. But I'm really sad they're not having a comeback this year because I'd like to grow this collection a little bit, but I should really work on their earlier stuff. The next group that I have on this shelf is actually a girl group. I feel like it's been a couple of minutes since I've talked about a girl group. It's Dreamcatcher. So I have Dreamcatcher's debut single, then I have their second single album, Fall Asleep in the Mirror. First mini album that was just released a couple months ago, prequel, both versions of this album. And that is my Dreamcatcher collection. So, Cross Jean, I have their first mini album, Timeless Begins. This is the limited edition. Second mini album, Mahago Noja, super big album. I need to zoom out a little bit so you can see it, but so big. Oh my gosh. Then I have their third mini album, Game. This is signed by all 6 members of Cross Jean, and I love it. Especially because Casper's not in the group anymore. I really am just so happy that I have something OT6 signed. I have their 4th mini album that was released earlier this year, Mirror. And then I have a small Japanese discography from Cross Jean. First full-length album, Yin Yang. I think Yin Yang is one of my favorite songs they've ever released in Japan. Love and Peace. I have all 6 member covers. So I have Sangmin, Takuya, Shin. Why is his the hardest one to find? I remember when I was looking for these, his was the hardest to find. Youngsuk, Seyoung, and Casper. So the next group we're going to go into is, what's next? Madtown. Madtown, I have their debut album, Madtown. It's their first mini. Then I have their second mini album, Welcome to Madtown, in this stupid box packaging that I despise. Then I have their third mini album, Emotion, which is the last thing they released before they switched companies, and then they sued their company, and then we don't know what's happening, so fun things. And then I also have a OT7, signed version. And I have a signed version of the Japanese release with Daewon's cover. So I'm really sad about Madtown and Egon and Daewon being in the unit. I hope the best for them. I really, really wish that someday my Madtown collection can expand again because they release such good music. Please love them. The next group is 17. So the first thing I have for 17 is my really, really sad copy. Okay, 17 is kind of a sad group to talk about for like 2 seconds. Of 17 Carat, and before you go after me being like, you're the worst, you take such poor care of your albums, let me tell you a little story really quick because it's already gonna be like a 5-year long video. I move a lot, and I moved recently, and I unpacked all my albums from moving back in a year ago. It's been a year. And this album was sitting in storage for a year, and I knew something was gonna happen, and it actually looks a lot better than when I first got it. And I could get another version of it, but I don't really want to pay for this packaging twice. So yeah, the movers did not pack my 17 album correctly. I pre-packaged all my albums, and then they were like, no, we're gonna redo them. And I was like, but I did this for a reason. Their second mini album, Boys B, And my pink version has sun damage. All of my pink 17 albums have sun damage, but they're the only albums on that shelf that have sun damage. So I think it's just whenever Pledis uses pink, that happens. Cause like my blue version's not like that. See? Like what? First full-length album, Love and Letter. Both versions. Again, pink sun damage, but no yellow sun damage. I don't understand. If you have pink 17 albums, they're probably going to be sun damaged. No matter what you do, even if they sit in storage for a year. And then I have the repack of that. I bought the special edition because it included a concert photo book, and I am very weak for concert photo books. Going 17, I have the Make It Happen and Make the 17 version, and I really want to go back and buy the other version. It was during that time when they released this album that I was like, I will only collect 2 copies of every 17 album. And then AL1, and I bought all 3 versions, and now I feel weird only having 2 versions of that. But now their new album, which might be out by the time you see this video because it's gonna take me forever to edit, has 4 versions. And I don't know if I want all 4 versions or what, but if I don't buy all 4 versions, like, I don't know. So I'm gonna have to listen to the album before I buy it. Yeah, I'm also gonna show you this because this is the next group on that shelf, and it's only 1 album. So I have Golden Child's first mini album, Golcha, sitting next to my 17 albums because they are both the baby boys from their respective companies that I waited forever to debut. So GFriend are a group I started collecting after their 2nd release. So I have their debut album, Season of Glass, 2nd mini album, Flower Bud, their 3rd mini album, Snowflake. I have LOL, their first full-length album, The Awakening. Then I have Parallel, don't remember what version that is either. And then I have the repackaged Rainbow. And the next group on my shelf is GOT7 JJ Project's Bounce, because this was released first before GOT7 were a thing. Got It, their first mini album, and it's signed by all 7 members of GOT7. Got Love, this took me forever to get. I'm not really sure why. I didn't buy it when it came out. Their first full-length album, and this is signed by Youngjae. This is the black version. I have no intentions of ever getting the white version. 3rd mini album, Just Right, and their 4th mini album, Mad. So I have 2 versions of Mad, and I don't have 2 versions of any other album GOT7 have ever had multiple versions for, because I bought one myself and the other was a gift, so I didn't pay for both versions. So we have Departure. This is the pink version. Turbulence. And this is the group version of the album, Arrival. This is a first press version because I believe second press came with CD plates. 747, their newest release. And I also have JJ Project's Verse 2, JJ Project's second release. Is my J Park albums, because when I used to do them alphabetically, I just kept JJ Project and J Park together. So, yeah, I keep J Park here. This was a gift from a friend on Valentine's Day. Super cute. I was like 14. So the next group that I have is B2B. So I have Born to Beat, 2nd mini album, Press Play, 3rd mini album, Thriller, my least favorite release from B2B, but since I own it already, there's no holes in my discography. Then I have their 4th mini album, Tweet Tweet Bang Bang, and their 5th mini album, Move. Tweet Tweet Bang Bang is my favorite mini so far, and Move is my 2nd favorite. Their first full-length album, Complete. I don't have their 6th mini album, but I mean 7th mini album, and the CD plate that I got in that was Minhyuk. Their 9th mini album, New Men, and I have Sungjae's CD plate from this. And then I have their 10th mini album, Feel 'Em, and I also just got their 10th, oh wait, did Feel 'Em come with a CD plate? Probably. It did, and I got Eunkwang, the one time I got my bias. 2nd full album, Brother Act, in the mail the other day, and I got Ilhoon's poster thing and Changsub CD plate. The next group is Pentagon, and all of Pentagon's things have CD plates, so I will show you all of those. First mini album, Pentagon, Yuto and, is that Jino or Kino? their unit CD plate. Second mini album, Five Senses, Kino CD plate. Third mini album, Ceremony, Wooseok and Juno CD plate in this. Then I keep this from Pentagon collection, Triple H's 1990 X365 Fresh. And in this, I got Hui's CD plate and their most recent album, Demo 01, my favorite album by far from them. And I got the Edan, Hongsuk, and Wooseok CD plate that I've seen literally everybody get. So yeah, that's my Pentagon collection. I love them. The next group that I have is my last like real group on this shelf, and I say that because the other two groups on that shelf only have one release each. Uptension's first mini album, So Dangerous, and then I also participated in their meet and greet when they first debuted, so I also have an all signed version. And then I have their second release, Spotlight. I have both versions of Spotlight. Their second mini album, Bravo. And then I have their summer album, Summer Go. Fifth mini album, Burst. And their sixth mini album, Stardom. 2017 special photo edition in the mail the other day, and I love it. It's so good. 101's 2v1, their first mini album. I do plan on keeping all of my 101 stuff on the shelf in this room because I just really like them. Yesung and Jaehwan's postcards in this album. I was gonna buy two versions and keep them in separate ones, but I decided that I really just don't want this album to take up that much space on my shelf. And in my Sky version, I don't have either Jisung or Jaehwan's postcards yet, but I do have Park Ji-hoon in here. I'm not gonna pull it apart, but yep, that's my 101 collection. And then the very last thing on that shelf, which is now mysteriously disappeared, is my card album, my Ola Ola card album. So again, a group that has really impressed me, and I think that I'm going to keep in this room their future releases. So yeah, that is everything for that shelf. Let's go on to my final real shelf. Okay, so the next group that I have is Beast/Highlight, but I only have their Beast releases. So I have Fiction and Fact, their Midnight Sun. This is the black version, and I really do want a couple of their albums as Highlight. Just whenever they make a comeback as Highlight, I'm like buying other things. Victon collection. So I have their first mini album, Voice to the New World, their second mini album, Ready, and their third mini album, Identity. And at this point in time that I'm filming it, their newest mini album has not been released yet, but they are teasing for it. The first thing I ever bought from UKISS was their second full-length album, Neverland, because I was obsessed with it at the time, still obsessed with it, but you know what I mean. Super nice. I love it so much. Their sixth mini album, Dora Dora, their special to Kiss Me single, Believe. And then I have Always, which is signed by all 6 members that were in UKISS at the time. And I also have their 11th mini album, Stalker. Next I'm going to do both of my Star Empire groups because I only collect 2 of them. So yeah, I have their single Phoenix and also their Continue album, and I want so many more of their albums. Oh my gosh, I was watching Zafra 7 Love's collection video the other day, and I was like, I want that Gia album, and that Gia album, and that Gia album. And then for 9 Muses, the other one of their groups that I collect, who I also like have a list of things that I want from them. Lost, Drama, 9 Muses A, Muses Diary Part 1, and then I have Identity. I also have their special summer single with the separate photo book, and I have Love City. So many things I want from both Star Empire groups. For my YG groups, this is very small, I have Winners 2014 SS. This is the normal edition, and then I count this as Winner because I no longer have an iPhone collection, but I do have the 100 Days Journey. And for Big Bang, the other YG group I collect, I have this DVD, which everybody always asks me questions on, and honestly my dad got it in China, so this is legit though. I have their Tonight album, the infamous Alive, which has finally started rusting. I've had this since it came out, and that's all the rest I have. I have Daesung's version, and then I bought, I keep the photo book separate, so that's Daesung's photo book. Still alive. And I also have G-Dragon's One of a Kind. There are things from Big Bang that I want. There are also things from Winter that I want. I kind of want to start collecting Winter, but I'm always hesitant to start collecting YG group because I never know what he's gonna do and how long their hiatus is gonna be. Let's stick with the company theme. I'll do the rest of my SM groups. So my Girls' Generation, the boys, and then I have the group version of I Got a Boy. And I also have the normal edition of their first Japanese album, because if you haven't heard Girls' Generation's Japanese discography, you are missing out. Like, it is so good. I have my FX collection, one of the best albums in the entire world, Pink Tape, going out of order. But I have New AVO, Electric Shock, but I have this version of Red Light, the one with Crystal's body on it. Then for NCT, I have their second mini album, Limitless. And then I have their third mini album, Cherry Bomb. Oh, this is also in my SM collection, technically. So my Donman Shingi collection, I just noticed this was here. So these are 2 DVDs that my dad also got me in China, like back in 2009, like it was a long time ago. I Am, the SM DVD, TVXQ's Rise as God, this was their 10th anniversary album. JYJ's In Heaven. I also want more JYJ albums, I just never get around to doing it. And Jejung is my bias of the 5 members, so by default he's also my JYJ bias, but I have his No X album as well. For Pristin, this is a super easy collection. I have their first mini album, Hi Pristin, both versions of that, and then I have their second mini album, School Out, both versions of that. Janice, this album, and I got Hyunsung's cover. And then I have the repack of that, Aya, which is, I think still one of my favorite comebacks by Boyfriend to date. And then I also got Boyfriend in Wonderland, their 4th mini album, as a Secret Santa present last year, which was super nice. Next, I will do my newest collection. First mini album, Face, first single, no, mini. First single. Okay. Then I have their first mini, Action. Second mini, Yoboseo. I don't have their third mini because it's my least favorite title track from them, but I am planning on having a complete newest collection, so I probably will end up buying the normal edition of that at some point. Rebirth, their first full-length album that has Aaron's internal poster. Then I have their 2016 releases, So Q Is, and Canvas. And then they recently had a comeback as New East W, so I do have both versions of Where. I really don't collect a lot of JYP. Mine is GOT7, so this is the rest of my JYP groups. So we'll start with the oldest group again. We'll start with 2PM. I have Grown, which got a scratch from my old shelf, which made me super sad when it happened. And it's the reason that I used to keep like a folder there, because after that happened I was like, never again. Then I have my Day 6 collection. So I have The Day, also have Daydream, and then I have their newest release, Sunrise, and I plan on collecting Day 6 very thoroughly for the foreseeable future because I believe all their albums are perfect. For Twice, I have The Story Begins. This version of page 2, the one that like Chaeyoung did the cover, sorry, and this is mint version. Then I got Twice Coaster Lane 1, Twice Coaster Lane 2, the yellow version, or whatever you call that. And then I have the blue version of Signal, and I got the, this photo book. Super pretty. And Flying, I have their first mini album, Kiga Makyo. Such a good song. And then I have their second mini album, The Real N Flying, and I'm so glad N Flying are making music again. Makes me so happy. Gugudan, I have their first mini album, also their second mini album, and their first single has not come out yet at this time, but I will own it. B1A4, I have their 4th mini album, In the Wind. I don't know like why I randomly bought this album because I haven't bought any of other of B1A4's albums, but no regrets. And then I collect Oh My Girl. So I have their second mini album Closer, their third mini album Repack Windy Day, their summer special album Coloring Book, their newest release. Don't know if they'll make another comeback this year. Probably not, would be my guess. I think that's all of like my groups. So I do have this stack over here that is just like random albums that I also own. So we'll go through that real quick. Most of these, I think all of these groups I just own one album from. A lot of them are Produce 101 related. So yeah. Girls' Day, Everyday 5. WJSN's first mini album, MLEX 100%. Beastie Spectrum. I do want to get their other release from Willem because I really like it and I am a Willem stan, so it makes me feel weird that I don't own that. I also have QBS's Japanese single, Hello Venus's third mini album. I owned 3 copies of this at one point. Weird time in my life. But Bastar's album. Again, I want to own more Block B. I just never get around to doing it. Sammy's 16. So excited for his first full-length album. Oh my gosh. I have IOI Subunit's What a Man, MXM's Unmix, and FCuz's For Century Ultimate Zest. Are FCuz still a thing? I don't know. That makes me sad. Anyways, that is it for my entire K-pop collection. I did have to do this in 2 days, so sorry if the lighting is a little weird. It took me a while to go through it. I do keep a spreadsheet that like counts up how many albums I have. So I will put the number of albums that I own right here. Again, did not collect these overnight. Been collecting for like 8 years now, so don't hit me with those how are you so rich comments, because trust me, I'm not rich. It's just, you know, I work really, really hard. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. It's probably gonna continue to be a once a year thing because this takes so long. Like, I'm literally spent like 3 hours cleaning yesterday, and I'm gonna spend a couple other hours today cleaning. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you ever have any requests for any videos, do let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye!